Hey there. Hey YouTube. My name's Gus. I live in that bus, and hence the channel name, Gus in a Bus. Most of my life I was not living in a bus, so I'm still getting used to being people relating to me as a bus driver. Anyhow, I'm just walking out here trying to find a table, hopefully with enough break from the wind and providing a reasonably nice picture of me. Not that there is such a thing as a nice picture of an old guy, but let's do our best. I think there's too much wind, so I'm going to check this clip to check it out. Needed a few clips to depict my walk from the park bench to under the tree. Well, I'm thinking if I just sit here under the tree, away from the wind, I might be able to be heard and have reasonable audio. So my video today is going to be about some tips for iPhone users that would like to perhaps make video, maybe make videos and upload it to YouTube, but tips to help you create videos with the minimum amount of time. Today's tip is take short clips, like 1, 2, 3, then shoot from another angle, another perspective, like you had a studio with a whole bunch of cameras in it, because then you could tell a story at quite a pretty fast pace, keep people interested, because the perspective keeps changing. When you go to edit, you might make a mistake, and therefore you might talk and ramble and ramble and ramble, and all this ramble can be edited, or you can just retake the clip. So if I went, oh, it's Tuesday, I could take another clip and say it's Tuesday. Later, when I load all of these clips, I load them all in consecutive order. Some of them are kept, some where I go, ooh, wah, don't know what I'm saying, get confused or say the wrong thing, I can just delete. I'm not having to look at a very, very long clip over and over and over again trying to correct it. I can do most of my corrections while I'm shooting. And of course, the viewer always will find it more interesting if there's a whole bunch more perspectives. Start the next clip something like this. You can even pan around, do all kinds of weird stuff, anything that you think might benefit your video or your style. And when you're done, you just load all the clips one after the other. If you edit with the on-off button on your phone, start the clip, count 1, 2, 3, stop the clip, start the clip, count 1, 2, 3, stop the clip. You end up with a number of different perspectives every few seconds. Remember, my B-roll is limited to being inside the tree where there's no wind and I can speak. Each of the clips should be relatively short and kind of indicate what you're shooting. Run transitions like many talk about. So let's go tell a story. I'll walk around and maybe add some voiceover after, but some music. Then I'm going to demonstrate short little clips and how you can just pump them together. So let's go for a walk. I'll produce a bunch of little clips depending on wind and etc. I may or may not be speaking in them. Otherwise, if I'm not speaking in them, I'll be doing some voiceover. First thing I see is a park bench, and of course we have to show it and show you where it is. So let's get intimate with the park bench. Well, that bench looks pretty lonely, so I guess we better send somebody out there to visit it. Let's clip the clip and use one clip to zoom in and others to zoom out so this shot doesn't get too boring. Now we show the view from the park bench. Now we're back to that original clip and I can walk back from the park bench. Clip it again for a little slow motion. So I found my tree again. my spot to sit out of the wind. So my park bench story is not a super exciting story. In fact, nothing happened. Clips like that can fill some space in your video and make them a little bit more interesting. Now I'm going to tell you about why I use the iPhone and why I edit on the iPhone. I shoot on the iPhone, I edit on the iPhone, I upload on the iPhone. The only thing I use a laptop for is YouTube's Studio. But the question is, why do I use an iPhone? I could make way better images, or I could create way better video with my DSLR. I could actually go out and buy another camera. I could do a number of things like that to create better videos. But I live in a bus. The bus has a solar panel on the side, and the computer I have to use is an iMac that's about 10 years old. So from my experience as a photographer, I currently download all of the images off my camera, put them onto a hard drive, and then I can edit them. And a 10-year-old iMac is fine for editing images. So I'm retired. I'm not looking to create a new job or a new career. I'm simply sharing my life. And I may have some subscribers. I may get enough subscribers to be able to share more of a life because I have more money to do things. But I'm not looking for a job that keeps me busy all day. Downloading my videos onto my computer takes a great deal of time. After that, I have to organize them because I've got an Apple, and the way in which they appear when I download them doesn't help me organize them properly. Yet on their phone, I can just simply click them in the order. Click them in the order I created them, and I've got a movie. So by the time, I've basically created an outline of a movie, and I've started to edit it long before they would have been downloaded onto a computer. Then when I get on the computer, I have to, like I said, I have to organize them. Well, instead of organizing them, I'm almost finished editing my video. Of course, then on a computer, once I've got them organized, I can load them into a timeline and start to edit it. But I'll be starting to edit it at about the time I've uploaded this video. So adding that complexity turns this into a job. Many of you are in the same boat. You might want to create videos for YouTube. You want to create the very best you can. Even though I can create better ones, I just don't have time to do it. Nor do I really have the interest in creating the best quality video. So my point is, for all of you, if you are interested in making video for your family, your friends, for YouTube, or just as a hobby, I'm trying to demonstrate to you that you can do this with your phone. You can do something that's quite reasonable with your phone, and you can have a lot of fun doing it without dedicating the entire day to either learning or the production process. So my secrets are simple. Take very short clips and plan each of them. In other words, you shoot the bench and then move out to shoot the rest of the beach, so that the people understand part of your story is about the bench, and you kind of introduce the bench, and then you show everybody where the bench is. So you kind of introduce a subject and a location all in one shot. And most of all, in order to save some time, just accept the fact that you don't have time to become Cecil B. DeMille and create the best quality video that man can make. You will make something that is rational and reasonable for the time you have available to do this particular to spend on this hobby. So I hope this tip helped you. Those of you who are beginners, obviously those people who have done this for years, making video with a phone, probably figured all this out. But there's probably many people out there working hard, spending a lot of time downloading stuff, and editing stuff and working for hours when the object would be quick, efficient video unless you're going to create one once a week. I try to make one every day, so in theory, I don't want to spend more than an hour or two on a video. This one's actually quite long because I've made a lot of those verbal mistakes that I had to delete and edit out of the video. So if you enjoyed this video, click subscribe. If you want to see the other videos that I made, tips on shooting with the iPhone, go to my playlist. I think it's, whatever. The playlist is got an obvious name. I can't remember what it's called, but go check it out. I'm happy you hung around to this point. I give you a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And hopefully I'll see you another day in the near future.